Welcome back to my channel. I'm James, and this channel's for everyone worldwide that loves all of these great movies and these great TV series that are released all over the world. Today is another special and very unique review, and we're going to be deep diving into Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, and this is the complete series for the first time ever released worldwide. And this is on Blu-ray, and this one's really unique. It kind of came out of nowhere. I was really surprised when this got announced, and I kind of announced it here about a month and a half to 2 months ago in my top new and upcoming video series. And it kind of took a lot of you by surprise as well that have watched my channel for a long time, because I always try to throw in unique or hidden announcements that I find out about, and that was one of them that a lot of you messaged me about that you were really surprised about. Well, now we're going to be deep diving into this and going into giving you the specs on the set. I'm going to do my exclusive Blu-ray versus DVD image comparison. And that's where I go in and I take the data off of the discs of the Blu-ray, the data off of the DVDs that I have, and I show you the difference above between the two of them. And that's something I exclusively do here on my YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed yet, go down and make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that way you never miss out on any of this exclusive content. Now I'm also going to give you my thoughts on the show, give you my total review score at the end. That's where I wrap it up and give you a tally with a total review score on every one of my reviews to let you know how this kind of sums up compared to previous releases, as well as to let you know if this is worth spending your money on and buying and adding to your collection. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of exciting things I found out when I dived into this. Though as most of you know, when I was talking recently on the community section here on my YouTube channel, I did have some difficulties getting this review done, not because of this Blu-ray set, but because of the original DVD set that I own. Getting the data off of this and the screenshots was a real hassle. It took me a long time to get this to sync up with the screenshots from this. But I finally got it completed, and that's why this review is available for all of you to watch now. But we'll be comparing this Blu-ray set to this original DVD release to let you know what the differences are and what this actually looks like. Now starting off, I'm going to show you above the screenshots of this original DVD release from Disney. And you're going to see the original screenshot for this DVD release. Now I will touch on, for those of you that are new to this YouTube channel, the screenshots above are always unfiltered and unupscaled. What that means is these are the natural images that are on each of these discs. These are without all of the kind of algorithms or things you can add to your TVs or Blu-ray players to try to make DVDs look slightly better or to kind of try to upscale a DVD. This is the natural image above that you're seeing of what's actually present on these discs. We're going to be comparing these original DVDs to the new Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers Blu-ray set. Now there are some huge differences not only in image quality, but also in what you get in the set. And I'm going to break that down when I go through my unboxing and talk about that here in a little bit. But we're going to talk about the image quality here for a second. What you probably noticed above on the new Blu-ray set is it has much more detailed lines to it. The colors are so much more vibrant and clear, and you can see really the inks and basically the drawings that they used for this animation and how clear it comes out on this Blu-ray set versus this DVD set. Now, what's interesting is the DVD set did have some bad interlacing and numerous other issues that plagued this, which is why I had such a horrible time getting these screenshots to sync up and get to come out correctly as compared to the Blu-ray release. Now, I don't do too many DVD versus Blu-ray image comparisons because a lot of the times the DVDs are very difficult to work with when doing these screenshot comparisons. And that is the case with this one, but I did push through and get this done for all of you like I promised you I would. But what you're seeing above there is just how bad the DVD's natural image really was. And it was desaturated. The lines were not sharp on it. The animation and the drawing lines were really just kind of squiggly all over the place. You really couldn't see the natural just clarity behind the animation behind this. Now on the Blu-ray set, you should notice a drastic, hands down difference that's just shocking between it. When I got this, I was really surprised at how much of a difference it was. I sat down with my wife and my kids and I said, we're gonna go through and review this all together. What are your thoughts between it? And we'd go back between the DVDs to the Blu-ray, to the DVDs to the Blu-ray on the same episodes. That way we could really get a sense of, hey, here's what the true differences are throughout it. What I will say that's really nice about the Blu-ray release that you probably noticed up there, not only are the sharp lines and the drawings really clear and the black lines around the characters, Chip 'n Dale and all the characters in it just look phenomenal, that it really surprised me how much they were able to do with this new remaster, putting it onto Blu-ray. Now this is something I'll touch on just briefly here. I was able to briefly test this on the difference between the Disney Plus, basically digital version of Chip 'n Dale that's available. I will touch on that just briefly. I don't use Disney Plus as a service, but I was able to use someone else's to just briefly look at it and go through the differences between them. The big difference you will notice is this does have a little bit more film grain, whereas the Disney Plus was a little bit smoother overall. Now, am I gonna say it's night and day difference between the Disney Plus and this? I'd say this one looks about 10 to anywhere 20%, depending on the episode, better than maybe the Disney Plus did in certain episodes. But overall, this is the best way to own it from what I've seen going through the differences between them. Obviously the DVD, as you've seen above, the DVD was desaturated, and I'm gonna go through these screenshots throughout this whole review. So as you're watching these and we're talking about this and going through the specs, you'll see the comparison between the two of them as we're going through. This by far looked the best of all three versions, Disney Plus, DVDs. The Blu-ray is by far the best looking version of them all. And the big thing I did notice throughout it is there is some scenes where it still had some of the damage to the films. That did not disappear no matter what version it was. The DVD, the Blu-ray, and the Disney Plus version all had the same scenes where there'd be like a split second of where there'd be like a small tear in the film or things like that. Those they didn't seem to get rid of on any of the versions, and they're very brief throughout it. But overall, I was shocked at how good this really looked on Blu-ray. I was amazed that Disney did this good of a job to release it on Blu-ray, especially after some of the recent releases that Disney's had that I've talked about here on this YouTube channel quite a bit over the last year. Now, as always, when I talk about these releases, I will have these linked in the description section right below this video. I will also put a pinned comment in the comment section below with the Amazon link so you can go out and order this. I've made it nice and easy for all of you. You click on that, takes you straight out to Amazon so that way you can get your copy. And as always, that helps to support this YouTube channel just a little bit at no extra cost to you. So when you click through those links, it doesn't charge you anything extra. It's the same cost as everyone. But what it does is it just adds a little bit of help to this channel so that I can keep going out and providing you all this exclusive content like what you see above. All of these screenshot comparisons and all these special and unique reviews. So if you're gonna pick it up, make sure to go down to one of those links below and click through it. Takes you straight out to Amazon so that way you can get your copy. Now overall on the Blu-ray release, I was amazed at the amount of clarity they were able to pull out of these drawings. I had originally thought maybe the drawings were just kind of hazy or really just maybe didn't have as sharp a lines as I thought because of the DVD release. Because this original DVD release, it looked okay, but the lines were not really sharp. As you can see, the compression was really bad on it. That was another thing I had a real hard time with this because the compression was so bad on these DVDs. Man, it did a horrible time trying to get those to come out with the time codes on these correctly, but I did get them to match up and that's what took so long. But anyhow, on these DVDs, they weren't amazing. They looked okay, but they were not amazing releases at all. What they pulled out with this Blu-ray release was really, really surprising to me. And they did leave it in the original aspect ratio as well, which is 1.33 to 1. They didn't mess with it at all. They didn't try to expand it or shrink it down or do anything like that, which I really appreciated that as well, that they didn't mess with that, which kind of surprises me that Disney did that as well. Now talking about the show here for a minute. I watched this show with my younger sister when I was growing up. I was kind of older at the time when this came out, and it actually came out in 1989 to 1990. And it's 3 seasons that it ran for. The entire series was 65 episodes long. Overall, the runtime on this is a massive 1,485 minutes. So there's a ton of content in this as well, which is really surprising. Well, I was older when this came out, but I'll be honest with you, I was kind of at that age where you didn't want people to know you kind of enjoyed animated shows, so I would watch it with my younger sister on Saturday mornings and things like that, and we'd watch it and I'd kind of act like I wasn't really interested, but I really was. I always enjoyed Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, and to this day it holds a very sweet and soft spot in my heart. Going back and watching this on Blu-ray with how good it looked really was just a revelation. It was so enjoyable. My kids really enjoyed how good it looked. My wife enjoyed it. And the storylines, a lot of them are very adultish as well, where you can sit down and they're comedic and enjoyable. And I will touch on something here for a minute because I know a lot of people are going to ask about this. If you are easily offended, if things really upset you very easily, you're easily offended by anything, then maybe this show just isn't for you. I mean, to be honest with you, it's nothing like South Park, but there is some things like on the back, Disney put a basically content advisory, and On a bunch of the episodes, they put basically viewer discretion advised and parental discretion advised on episodes, which I think is quite overdone, but that's my opinion, to each your own. But my point being is, if you're easily offended by things, no, it's not South Park. It's nothing like that. It's not dirty, it's not crass, it's a very clean show, but it is comedic, and it's supposed to be humorous and entertaining. And the era I grew up in, I mean, we weren't easily offended. I mean, people knew that some things were done for humor, and just because rats and mice and cats and dogs and chipmunks and squirrels, they're all represented in this completely differently, and some of them are represented different than others, but they are animals, and you gotta remember, this is not a true story. So if you're going into it thinking, oh, well, you know, this rat was incorrectly represented, or you know what, don't watch the show. And that's about all I'm going to say about that. I feel like sometimes people take things way too seriously these days, and people have lost their sense of humor. And we all need to be forgiving and understanding in that, you know what, there is some things about life that just need to be humorous and lighthearted. And that's where this show, I really think, shines. It is a really enjoyable cartoon kids with, it's even got a little bit of adult humor that my wife and I were actually laughing at the last several nights we were watching this, because it's got some really cute and unique things in it. And this is back in the era of where they made good shows that were enjoyable, that kids could sit down, adults could sit down, and you just had a good time watching it, and you didn't really worry about so much of things being in it. There's no language, there's no nudity, no sexual content. It's just a good, wholesome family show that's a fun thing to sit down and watch, that I have no problems letting my kids watch, because you know what? I've raised my kids the right way, and they know what's right and they know what's wrong. But to each your own, and that's about all I'm going to say about that. So if that is something that bothers you one way or the other, if you're very sensitive, then I'd probably say just don't watch the show. But anyhow, getting back into this, I really love Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. It's so lighthearted, so fun, and so colorful. As you probably noticed by those screenshots above, it is just so darn vibrant and gorgeous. I was really surprised at how much they pulled out of this, and I'm probably going to say that several times throughout this because it really is an eye-opener. Downright a gorgeous presentation. And they did this in a full 1080p HD remastered, and by far, like I said, you're looking anywhere between a 10 to 20% per episode upgrade over even the Disney Plus stream, because this doesn't have any of the compression issues or a lot of the DNR issues that I did notice on the Disney Plus stream. Basically, it was really heavy DNR where there wasn't really any film grain in the backgrounds at all, where you could kind of notice some of the film grain in the DVD on the backgrounds because they would use basically stock backgrounds and then put the cells over the top of it, which is how they kind of film this. Well, in this case, it does still retain that nice kind of film grain for the backgrounds. You can still see that through this, a lot of it. So I think they did a great job with it overall. Now, I will touch on something real quick. If all of you enjoy this content and you enjoy watching all of these videos that I make with all of this hard work I put behind them, make sure to go down below and give a super thanks. There's a button down there. It's just like when you go to a restaurant and you give a tip. That goes straight into this YouTube channel. It helps me to keep going out there, buying these early, getting these in, paying for the software, to provide all of these 4K versus Blu-ray, Blu-ray versus DVD, all of this hard work and time that goes into these special videos. As you probably noticed if you watch my channel for a while, there's no one else out there that spends the time and the hard work to provide you all of this exclusive content. That's because it's extremely expensive and time consuming to make these videos. Each of these videos that I make, just the time to get all of the data off of the discs and get all these screenshots together can take anywhere between 3 to 4 days to compile before I even get to making the video. And a lot of people just don't want to take the time to do it because it's simply not worth it. Well, that's something that I do here exclusively on my channel. And the only way I can continue to provide these types of videos to all of you is through the support and care of all of you, my viewers and subscribers. So if you enjoy these videos and you love the content I make here on my YouTube channel, please go down and give a super thanks down below. It allows you to give any amount, and on any of these videos, that's how I keep going out and providing these. I don't have Patreon. This is how I provide all of this content for all of you, is through the support of all of you, my viewers and subscribers. So if you enjoy it, please make sure to give a super thanks down below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and a like, and if you're not subscribed yet, go down there and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. Now, talking about some things that I wish would have been on this release before we get into the unboxing and more of the specs here. The one thing I did notice that I wish they would have added, now it wasn't on the DVD release either, But it is something I wish Disney would have taken the time to add, was like a behind the scenes of how they animated it and made this show. I thought that would have been a great thing to have added as a special feature to this set. Now, that's me nitpicking because, again, I'm surprised they even released this, as with the way Disney is lately, where a lot of the stuff they release just either isn't great or they don't release much of it, and most of it just goes to Disney+. So I am very appreciative that the entire series was released for the first time ever. And that's something I'll touch on here for a minute. This DVD release is only the first 2 seasons. They never released the 3rd season on DVD, so you never were able to own the complete series ever before. So I really do appreciate that on this Blu-ray release, it includes all 65 episodes instead of only the 51 original episodes that they ever released originally. So huge shout out to Disney for that. That was a huge deal that all of it's included on this. But I'm just talking about my nitpicky things. I would have loved to have seen a behind the scenes on this, but it's simply not on there. It's simply all of the episodes, no extra special features. Now, audio-wise, you do get a full English Dolby Digital 2.0 audio mix on this. And that's my only other nitpicking on this release. I really wish they would have gone back and done a new audio mix that would have been like a 5.1 audio mix, maybe a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1, something like that. I thought would have been a great opportunity, and it is something I feel like was kind of a missed opportunity by Disney. But you do get Dolby Digital 2.0, just don't expect it to be so huge of a soundstage that it's not going to be a 5.1 mix. But those are my 2 nitpickings of things that I wish they would have done, added a behind the scenes and basically a better audio mix. You can still hear clearly the Dolby Digital 2.0. It just doesn't go across your whole sound stage, and with the technology we have nowadays, it would have been pretty cool to have this with a big audio mix on it. Talking about the episodes, like I said, it is all 65 episodes. It's on 6 Blu-ray discs, and it's on 6 BD50 Blu-ray discs. And I got some exciting news for all of you, no matter where you live worldwide. This entire set is region free. I tested in my region A, my region B, my region C, all 6 of my Blu-ray and 4K players, as I always do, that's exclusive on this channel. Every single disc in this is region free. So no matter where you live worldwide, you can go down to that link that I've pinned down in the comment section below or in the description section. Click on that, it'll ship it anywhere worldwide. You don't have to worry about it being region locked whatsoever. So that is huge exciting news, because everyone worldwide will get to enjoy and experience this again like it's brand new for the first time ever because of how good this looks. Now, it does have English subtitles on it as well. So that's some good news. For those of you that need subtitles, it does have English subtitles on this, so there's no need to worry about it not having subtitles like some of these recent TV shows that have come out. Some of them did lack subtitles. Well, good news is this one has English subtitles on every single episode. Talking about the episodes here, these are the original full and uncut episodes. What that means is Disney did not go and edit these down like a lot of the Disney Plus streams and movies of TV series have been done that are on there. So some amazing news, which I'm shocked at, to be honest with you. These are completely uncut and unedited down. So you get them the original way they were intended, the original way we watched them when they first came out on TV back in 1989, 1990, so on and so forth. Now, showing you what you get on here, you get some new cover art. On the side, it does say Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, the complete series. And I really did like the colorful color art they used on it. They put kind of a content advisory that I briefly referenced earlier. But anyhow, skipping over that, it does talk about Disney television, and it talks about on Blu-ray disc that it has the English 2.0 Dolby Digital. Getting inside here, when you open it up, you have your Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, the complete series on blue Disney disc, talks about Dolby Digital, lists off each disc, how long the runtime is on each disc, talks about what season it is, and they're all listed in here in a nice leaflet, all matching discs, and it really does look really good. None of the discs came damaged, and none of the case was damaged, and overall, as a release goes, this is probably one of the best Disney releases I've seen them do of a TV series on Blu-ray in a very long time. Now, as you probably noticed as I went through and was talking, and I've been showing you dozens upon dozens of screenshots of this show versus the original DVD release. There's no reason you'll ever watch or buy this DVD release ever again. And that's where I'm going to get to my review score here. My sum up review score for this. Other than those few nitpicky things that I pointed out, some of the things like the content advisory and so on and so forth that just I didn't like. Other than that, they gave us the full uncut episodes. I wish it would have had a new audio mix and maybe a special feature, but otherwise that's me just being nitpicky. This is a great release. So my review score for this is a 9.5. And as you know, if you've watched this channel for a long time, I always compare Blu-rays to Blu-rays and 4Ks in their own categories. So what that means is when I do my 4K reviews, I'm comparing those review scores to other 4Ks. When I do my Blu-ray reviews for TV shows and movies, I'm comparing Blu-rays to other Blu-ray TV show remasters, because in my opinion, they're two separate categories. So that's why they're different scale, and I actually have different sheets that I keep track of everything with my scales on quality and visual and things like that. The visual quality on this was outstanding. That's where it got this 9.5. The show is great. They didn't edit it down. They didn't cut it down. My little nitpicky things, just because they didn't throw in an extra special feature or do a new audio mix, some of those things kind of gave it a fraction of a percent less, and that's where it came out at 9.5. Overall, the visual quality is outstanding on this. I can't believe how much of the animation and beautiful animation they really pulled out of this with this Blu-ray release. It really is outstanding. It has such a huge nostalgia factor. Even though I was older, like I said, when I watched it with my younger sister, I still to this day, it has a sweet and soft spot in my heart. And it is a fun TV show to watch whether you have kids or whether you don't. Me and my wife enjoyed some of the humor in it, and we're still enjoying it to this day. We go back and watch this stuff when you have kids over and over again. But it looks outstanding, and my kids don't ever want to watch this DVD set ever again. That's how good this looks. So if you're going to pick this up, whether you own that DVD set or not, even if you did, you're going to want to get this. This is an outstanding release and is a must-buy. We need to support this release to show Disney we want uncut releases of original TV series and movies, not cut down, with them released fully on Blu-ray and 4K, just like this release. Now, it'd be nice, like I said, if we would have gotten that audio mix, but otherwise, we need to support this and buy this to show them so that way they keep releasing more of these series. Heck, I want DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, Gargoyles. I could go on and on. All the great 80s and 90s animated TV shows that Disney had out that I really enjoyed. Heck, Darkwing Duck. I love Darkwing Duck. It was kind of like a spoof on Batman, but man, it was a fun show. There are so many great Disney animated TV series that need to be released. I would love Phineas and Ferb completely remastered on Blu-ray and released in a whole set. Heck, that was a fun show that I watched with my kids who were growing up. Man, that would be great completely remastered on Blu-ray. There are so many classic Disney TV series that need to be released on Blu-ray by Disney. We must support this release. If you're hearing me and you are watching this, go down to that link in the description section below, order your copy right now. We gotta send a message to Disney. This is how we want them to release releases completely uncut, gorgeous image quality, completely remastered. With the entire series, we need to send a message right now. And it's gonna be based on all of us and all of you watching these reviews to go down there and support this so they know we gotta release more of these, because if they make enough money on this, they'll see, hey, you know, Disney loves money. Let's go out and release more of these uncut just this way. But it's all gonna be based on how much money they make, because if they don't make enough money, Disney doesn't do it. So make sure to go down there, support this release. 9.5, great review score, great nostalgic trip. I really hope we get some more of these Disney shows. Gargoyles would be awesome. Man, I could go on and on. Kick Buttowski, watched that with my kids when they were older. It didn't last very long, but holy cow, was that a funny show. Though it kind of referenced South Park a little bit more. But that show was hilarious. Kick Buttowski, if you haven't seen that one, man, that was funny too. But anyhow, there are so many of these great shows I would love for them to release fully remastered on Blu-ray just like this, and let's hope this is just the start. Make sure to go down there in the comment section below, start that conversation. Let me know how excited you are for this release. If you're gonna pick this one up through the link I posted down below, make sure to let me know what ones you'd be excited to see released. Because if you don't support this release, the only one you have to blame is yourself for them not releasing more of these on Blu-ray. Because if we don't support it and you don't support it, they're not gonna go out and release more of these. So if you want more Disney titles released, and if Chip and Dale isn't your all-time favorite, you still gotta support this to get more to come out so we can see more of these released. Huge release. This is a huge, exciting release. Make sure to start that conversation down there below. As I said, this release was exciting. I was thrilled to get this one in, and there's no reason to ever keep those DVDs because there's nothing in those DVDs these Blu-rays don't have. All of the uncut episodes, plus the Blu-ray has all the rest of the final season that was never released before on DVD. Make sure if you're gonna pick this up to go down to one of those links in the description section or in the pinned comment section below. Click through that link out to Amazon. That helps out the channel just a little bit, as I said, to no cost to you. So when you buy that, same cost as everywhere else, but it does help support this YouTube channel. So if you want me to keep making these videos and providing this content for you, make sure to give a super thanks down below and click through those links in the description section below. Those all go right back into this channel. That's how I can pay to keep providing you all of this content that takes so much extra time and work. Make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button and that bell notification. I had a fun time today. I hope all of you have a blessed day. I hope you were excited about this one and enjoyed this review because this one was really special. I hope you saw my excitement as well. And I've always got something new and exciting coming out very soon.